Hey everybody, this is Daniel with Bothersome Truth, and I want to have a little bit of a heart to heart here. I want to talk honestly about something that scares me, and that is what happens if Donald Trump wins. I'm scared about his supporters, and I want to explain why and kind of go through it. So, for context, I'm thinking about various people I've met, researched, seen. I went to a Trump rally in Norcross before they started getting violent. I think about the Trump supporters at various conferences. I think about people like David Duke of the KKK who supports Donald Trump. How white nationalists have admitted that he presents a unique opportunity for them. The way Donald Trump has retweeted neo Nazis, things he says about I don't like black people counting my money. I like little men with yarmulkes doing it. It's just a plethora of things. And I think about all that, and I think about, okay, what happens if Donald Trump wins? Now, some of you may say, well, Daniel, that's not going to happen. Well, I would say you don't know that. And I would say that I think about this also with Hillary and Jill Stein and Gary Johnson. But with Donald Trump, it's different. If Hillary wins, as much as I don't want it to happen, I'm not worried about her supporters, coming out and trying to enact racist, even more racist policies and trying and me feeling worried about my livelihood and the safety of myself and others who have black skin like me. I think I worry about that with Donald Trump supporters. I worry about that, and that's not all of them. Let's just be clear. I don't think all Donald Trump supporters are bigots or racist or xenophobic or sexist. That's not true. Some just want to take a wrecking ball to the establishment because they're tired of what the establishment says and does. I get that. I don't agree with the ultimate candidate you chose, but I understand that viewpoint. But there are certain Donald Trump supporters that scare me. And they scare me because when I think about what would happen if Donald Trump wins, I think about this group of people who has had the racism simmering for such a long time under the surface, while America's been ignorant that it was there, that now that it boils and it comes up mainstream, if he wins, how do we hold it back? How do we stop it? How do we keep it from taking the lives of even more black people? And it being akin to people saying, well, Donald Trump won. He has these same viewpoints that I do. Therefore, my viewpoints are okay. You may say, Daniel, that's not logical, but I mean, when has logic ever really got in the way of various people's arguments and viewpoints? So I want to give a little bit of context here because I think the context is important for why I'm concerned. I'm concerned because when I look at this country and I look at the history of it, I see that we have a history of racism in this country. And I'm not just talking about slavery or convict leasing or Jim Crow or lynching or the new Jim Crow and disproportionate police use of unjustified force against black persons and brown persons. I'm not just talking about that. All that shows that we deal with this history that is with us even to the present, as amazing author James Baldwin has said. What worries me is because what Donald Trump is tapping into, this white nationalism, this white supremacy, the neo-Nazis, all these people who want a white first country that support Donald Trump. It worries me because this has been grown for decades and generations. This isn't new. And we could put a lot of this on politicians, especially the Republican Party. Because the Republican Party has used what's called the Southern strategy to use racism to appeal to voters. And they've been doing this for decades. And that's not just my opinion. Two of the past heads of the Republican Party admitted this, including Michael Steele. They talked about how the Southern strategy was used to appeal to racist voters to get them to vote against the Democratic Party that had made room for black people. Now, some of you may say, well, what has the Democratic Party done for black people? I would say that's for a different video, and that's not this video. Let's not deflect from the fact that the Republican Party has used racism to appeal to people. So you have this going on for generations at a time, like up until this very day. And then you have Hillary Clinton in 2007 with her chief of staff drawing out a strategy where they start attacking Obama, questioning his nationality, questioning if he's really American, calling him African, calling him names, saying he's Muslim, doing all that to make voters question, is this man really American? Yes, that's the birther movement. And yes, it did start with Hillary Clinton. Trump supporters are right about that. Although people like Joy Reid and CNN obviously haven't done their research and they don't know this. So when you take a look at this, and just to be clear, I'm not voting for Donald Trump for any of you who want to try to put me in that box. It's not going to work. So you look at this, and then you see Donald Trump who swims in, along with the help of Fox News, who's continually perpetuating sharing these lies every single day, feeding the minds of people to make them worry about the black man who's president. And you have the white supremacist and white nationalist party that's just growing in power. It's bubbling up like boiling water. It's just getting hotter and hotter. And like the frog in the boiling water, we're not noticing the increase in the temperature. So then Donald Trump comes in, and with his time on Fox and Friends and with Fox News, Donald Trump says he just keeps fueling it. And then he runs for president, and he plays into that anti-establishment mood that many Republicans felt, a good number of them. And he taps into that racism, that xenophobia, that sexism that's in the Republican Party, but just was previously kept in check with dog whistles and candidates who looked prim and proper on the outside, but then went behind closed doors and said things like 47% of Americans, don't want to work hard, that kind of thing. Mitt Romney said that. And so all this has been fueled by generations, decades, I dare I even say hundreds of years of racist policies in this country. Whether it's slavery or convict leasing or black codes or vagrancy laws or lynchings or Jim Crow or the new Jim Crow or the dialing back of voters' rights in this country, which also disproportionately affects minorities, to the police brutality problem that we're dealing with now, to education and different things that we could look at in different aspects of our communities. So all this just adds together. And so when I see all this, I take a look at Donald Trump and his supporters. And if he wins, I feel like there's a good number of his supporters who are going to say, yes, like he agrees with me. And now that he's in office, I'm empowered to go and do these things that people would consider racist, maybe even violence, because he won. And that worries me. That frightens me. What will America look like if Donald Trump wins? Who will be empowered by him winning? Now, this may not happen the way I think it is. I could be wrong. I hope I am. I hope that it wouldn't go that far. But I feel like there's something simmering. And it has not boiled yet. But I see it coming. And I want to talk about it because I'm curious to see what people's thoughts are on this subject. So now it's your turn. Tell me what you think in the comments. Leave your feedback. I can't wait to hear from you because I want to see what you think about this. I could be wrong, but as a black man, I don't really think I am. But I really want to hear other people's viewpoints. This has been Daniel with Bothersome Truth. If you like what we're doing here, if you like these videos, click like, share it with somebody. If you love what we're doing, subscribe. We appreciate it, and you have a good day.